Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Land of Brand Laboratory. This is Holly Chantal, the president of the Land of Brand, as well as your lead mad brand scientist. And if you've never joined us before, this is a free bi-weekly webinar where we meet twice a month and we talk about different topics in branding. So different experiments that you can be trying to increase visibility, to increase the number of clients that you're attracting, and in this case, increase your physical appearance. So this is really just a fun call, and you're welcome to ask questions that can be answered at the end. But really, we're just going to talk for probably between 20 and 30 minutes and share. Scarlett's going to share some wonderful knowledge with you. And just to introduce our guest today, because usually you guys are just listening to me yabber on, but today we're going to listen to someone else yabber. So Scarlett is a friend, and she's my personal stylist as well. And Scarlett is the owner of scarlettimage.com, and Scarlett has 2 T's at the end of it, if you guys want to check it out while she's talking. And she is a personal stylist for entrepreneurs. A lot of times you see personal stylists and you think, okay, that's for rich people that want to spend a lot of money on clothes. But with Scarlett, that's not the case. So what Scarlett does is she takes your brand identity and your personality and your body, and she helps you dress in a way that's super flattering, that really expresses your personality and your brand and puts forth the image that you want to portray. Just as you would have a website designed or a logo designed and invest in that image being the first impression you're going to make, your personal image matters just as much. And this is why I have brought Scarlett here today. I am so excited to see what she's going to share with you. And like I said, I've worked with her personally. She's helped style me for my live event. She's styled me for speaking engagements. And just a little side note, she's very, very good at bargain hunting. So so you're getting like the whole package with Scarlett, and she'll help you save some money too. So without further ado, Scarlett, I'm going to let you take it away from here. And if you know, like we were talking before, and if I have questions, I'll jump in. But otherwise, the floor is yours, my dear.
Okay, thank you. All right, guys. So what I want to do is I want to talk about how the way we look affects our business. And so we are our brand. We are our business. We're the face of the business. Kind of like one person once said to me like that people who represent their business is like they're a virtual resume. So what you wear matters. And what you wear matters not only in the impression you're giving others, but it matters really even more importantly how you feel about yourself. So I love to help women look and feel confident and beautiful. And I do it by showing them the right clothes that'll work for them, like Holly said, for their bodies, for their personality. And it's never about spending a lot of money, ever. That's totally not true. So what it really is all about is having confidence. And so you have to feel confident about yourself. And when you have that confidence, you're giving people the impression that you're really good at what you do. And hopefully you really are good at what you do. But the way you feel about yourself and the clothes that you wear, it sends a huge message to yourself and to others. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some experiences that I've had with some of my clients, and also I'm going to give you some shopping tips so that when you get off this call and you go in your closet and look around for shopping, or online or a store, you can look at clothes a whole new way. And that's really, really important. So if you ever struggle trying to figure out what to put on, I'm here to help you end that struggle. Because I don't think that, feeling self-conscious, insecure, or uncomfortable, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable to me, and it should never be acceptable to you. So I actually had a client who contacted me because she realized that she was turning down speaking gigs because her fear of what to wear became greater than her fear of speaking. So that should never, ever, ever happen to you. Don't ever allow that to happen to you. Your work's important, and how you feel about your work and yourself really, really matters. So I'm going to give you my tips to totally change how you shop. Because you may very well have in your closet lots of clothes, and you might find them boring, and you might find that you have a lot of regrets, those hang tags still hanging on the clothes, or like, what the heck was I thinking when I bought that kind of stuff. And you also might have a lot of money that's sitting in your closet because you've wasted money on clothes that you don't particularly care for, or don't look that great on you, or you were talked into, which is a whole other story. So one of my really important tips is that if you don't like what you have in your closet, stop shopping at the same store that you've been shopping at. So I had a woman who, a new client, we talked on the phone the first time, and she told me that she hated everything in her closet, everything. She needed to start totally fresh. But she said, but there is one store that when I shop at, I always find something. And so that store is okay. But then after we got off the phone, I realized she just told me she hated everything in her closet. So why is that one store so great? So I went to that one store and I saw that everybody was dressed in like leggings or sweatpants while they were shopping. And I realized the reason why they all liked it was because the clothes fit them. But they didn't like how they looked in them. She didn't like how she looked. She was just happy to find something that fit her. So if you're used to going to a certain store, I'm going to kindly suggest you try a totally different one, even if it's just to get a laugh for yourself. But there are stores out there that you've never walked into because you think there's nothing there for you. And you might be very surprised. You might find something totally, totally different. So I encourage you to try a different store. Because again, if you don't like what's in your closet, then don't go back to what you know. This is a big one. A lot of women's closets, the clothes kind of all look the same. So as I wrote in my book, I have a chapter called Step Back from the Rack. Like, just hold yourself back, pull yourself back, because human beings are, unfortunately, attracted to what we already know or have. It could be bad food, bad partners in life, and it could be the wrong clothes. So you know how very often you go to the store, you buy something, and you come home and you realize that it's oddly similar to something you already have, like it could be another black dress, black top, black pants, black shoes. It could be yet another pair of pants that, because you're so happy that they fit you, you buy another one in a different color. So a lot of people, when they find something that fits, they're like, yes. And so now they buy it in every color and print that it's made in. And so now you have boring, because now you have everything that's the same. And as your body changes, because sadly it changes, sometimes slowly, sometimes quickly, sometimes while we're sleeping, but it changes, you're going to have multiples of something that no longer works for you. So you need to, like, if you have to, hold your hand away from that hanger and pull away from that rack, because you've got to stop buying what you already have. And you have to stop buying duplicates, because you're never able to create a wardrobe, an interesting wardrobe, or anything new if everything is the same. So if you're constantly buying one color, first of all, you should find out what your better colors are, but stop buying the same old thing over and over again, especially black, because black clothes, they don't show any creativity. And so when you're representing your brand, you want to show, especially if you're in the creative field, and I'll show you some before and after pictures, but I'm talking about, you want to show that you're creative. You want to show that you have personality. And by hiding in black or wearing the same look over and over and over again, you're not showing anybody that you're an out-of-the-box thinker, that you're forward-thinking, or that you have any creative juices going on. And it's really important to do that. If you are somebody that handles people's money, you want to look like you have money. And so if you're wearing boring clothes or the same old, you're not going to show that you're good at what you do. So it's really, really important. For instance, I'm a red person. So I tend to either have red on my website, I have red in my clothes, I have red in my accessories, but I usually have a touch of red. That's part of my brand. So if there's a color in your brand, use it in your wardrobe. And if it's not the most flattering color for your face, then wear, a little bit lower accessories, but use the color that's part of your brand in your wardrobe.
How do you know which colors are most flattering for your face?
So when I work with somebody, I have a whole bunch of color swatches, and then I hold it up to the face, and then I show them what works for them. And the best and quickest way you can figure this out for yourself is look and see if you look tired and sick, or if you look rested and healthy. So
When you hold the color up to your face, you mean?
right.
Oh,
So
okay.
if your skin turns yellow, which it will in the wrong color, it'll look yellow, or your eyes look yellow, your teeth even. If you look like you have if you're dull, like no brightness, it's the wrong color. If you look, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, if the whites of your eyes are whiter, if your complexion looks nicer, if you don't look ill, frankly, that's a better color for you. So for some people, even pure white it's overwhelming. It's too much, and for some people, black is overwhelming. So that's why you kind of got to go with what works right up to here. Hold the color up here and see what happens to your face. That's your best guess. If you have, for instance, rosacea, like reddish skin, you don't want to wear red or orange because it's going to make it worse. And you'll know it right away. The thing is, what I'm trying to do here is to make you aware. When you're aware, you're going to notice it.
Right. Yeah,
So.
that's a great tip. I'm going to go after this. I'm going to go upstairs and start
Yes.
holding all my clothes up to my face.
Start playing it. And then if it's a color that's part of your brand, but it's not the greatest next to your face, there's no reason why you can't have it in your skirt, pants, bracelets, shoes, handbags. You can play with this. Don't think it has to always be right up against your face.
Right.
So another biggie with women is size, the size of the clothes that they wear. And some women, most women, every woman has a hard time with the number or the letter, if it's small, medium, large, XL. I'm going to tell you that if you can get past that, you will be able to have a wardrobe that you'll look actually thinner in. Because if you're wearing the clothes that fit you, not the number you want to be, not the number you once were, not the number that just makes you feel good, but the ones that really fit you, you're going to look better and you're going to look thinner and you're going to look healthier. Because when somebody wears clothes that are too tight, not only does it distract the people that you are meeting and talking to, but it also distracts yourself, because what happens is when things don't fit right, we kind of pull and tug a little bit, and we have to keep readjusting all the time. And so then if you're, let's say, speaking to a group, whether it's a networking, one person you met, or you're on the stage, and you're worried that your button on your blouse is going to pop, or the seam on your pants, or you're worried that the extra middle stuff is sort of billow over and out into the floor, you're distracted. And if you're distracted, you're not concentrating on your message, and you're not concentrating on your business. So I strongly urge people to try on different sizes. So if, for instance, you were basically a 10 and you put a 10 on the dressing room and it doesn't fit, just try the next size up. It might not even be you. It might be the manufacturer. But if you try the next size up and you get a better fit, you're going to not only be more comfortable, you're going to look better. And if you need a little tailoring to make the waist smaller and then you want to fit the wider part of your hip, go for it. That's important. Men do it all the time, by the way. But if you keep trying to squeeze into the wrong side, or worse, walk out of the store because you're frustrated, you're missing out on the opportunity to have a wardrobe that you're going to feel good in, that you're going to feel comfortable in. I had a client once. We were shopping for a basic wardrobe. She had gained some weight through the years, and she needed a basic wardrobe for her personal life and her work life. And while she was trying on the clothes, she then told me the story about how her husband, he has a big company, and every year at the holidays, there's this big black tie event. And for the last few years, she would always be sick because she couldn't bring herself to go. And that really, it upset me. It kind of broke my heart, because she's not able to be there with her husband, and he wants her there, but she's feeling too self-conscious. So I actually went out on the floor and I found her a full-length gown, because it was a black tie event, for $75. Okay, like Holly said, I'm a bargain hunter. I love finding a deal. And it was the perfect color blue for her, and she put it on, and she looked incredible. Maybe she was a size 18. She looked incredible because this dress, not only was the color gorgeous, the cut was beautiful on her. She looked like $1,000,000, and she went to the party that year. So, it's proof that it wasn't about the money, and it's proof that it wasn't about the size. It was about finding the right item, the right clothing for her. It was all that she needed to find the right color and the right fit and the right style. That's what she needed. And I'll tell you in the before and afters, I'll show you, I have clients who are a size 2. If you don't know what to wear when you're a size 2, you're not going to have any better wardrobe than somebody who's a size 22. So anyway, try a different size. Trust me. Here's a big one. I strongly urge women to shop alone, to not go with a friend, to not go with a mother or mother-in-law. And I'll tell you that when I work with women personally, I see in their closets a lot of stuff that they said, oh, my mother-in-law got it for me, or my mother bought it for me. So you want to avoid that, and you want to avoid the salespeople too. And I'll tell you what. First of all, when you go shopping and you have a salesperson, usually there are many nice ones, but usually they're on commission. And so they're going to like almost everything that you're wearing because you look fabulous in that. And the reason why you look fabulous in that is because they want to make a sale. And if you and you once you hear someone say you look fabulous in that, that's all you know. That's in your head now. You believe them, I believe them. It's just normal human behavior. If you shop with somebody like a friend, and your friend is a different person than you, different body, different personality than you, and she loves, I'll use the example, florals. And when you put on a floral item, you look like a piece of upholstery. But she loves flowers. So when you put on that flower dress or that flower top, she's going to love how you look because it's her personal taste. You're going to buy it because she just told you it's fantastic. The salesperson just told you it's fantastic. And odds are a person walking by just heard the whole conversation and is going to tell you that's fantastic. And you're going to bring it home and it's going to sit in your closet. Because when you put it on at home, you realize you look like a couch. And you don't want to look that way. So,
you mean couches aren't flattering?
It's never good to look like curtains, upholstery. Yeah. But for some people, it could be a great look, but it isn't for you. But somebody told you it was, and then you're going to believe it. My suggestion, same with like judging colors, is to go by your first reaction. So when you put something on in the dressing room, you shouldn't have to talk yourself into it. Your first reaction is really it. So when you're looking in the mirror and you're like happy, you're pleased with what you see, that's a good one. If you have to think about it or talk yourself into it or say the horrible words, well, it's on sale, which means now you're just wasting money because you think it's a bargain, but it's no bargain if it's sitting in your closet. So I actually had a client, try not to sneeze, sorry. I had a client recently who was wearing Spanx. And she tried a dress on. It was a beautiful dress. It looked great on her, except it was too small. So it was a struggle to close a zipper. Sorry, that's awful. So.
Okay, bless you.
Pollen. So another customer walked by. Now my client was wearing Spanx and a dress that was beautiful, but it was a little bit too tight. And a stranger walked by and said, oh, just wear Spanx, it'll be fine. How do you think my client felt? She already was wearing Spanx. And this stranger said that to her. So my advice is don't even leave the dressing room. Don't listen to anybody because they don't know what they're talking about and they don't know you. So try to stick to just you. Notice in dressing rooms there's a three-way mirror you have to go out of your dressing room to see the three-way mirror because they want you out. They want you being influenced. So you have to either, as I say, pretend you're talking on the phone if you can look at the three-way mirror, but just avoid eye contact with anybody else. Just focus on you. And I'm going to urge you to try on clothes you would never have tried before. So when I find clothes for my clients, almost everything I find for them, they say that they're not going to try on. They don't want to buy it. They don't even want to look at it because it's not something they would pick out. That's what
I can vouch for that, because the dress, one of the dresses you picked out for me, I never in a million years would have put it on because it looked like a sack of potatoes. Like it looked like a potato sack that was blue, very pretty blue, but still a potato sack. And she's like, try it on, try it on.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Nordstrom's. I found it. It looked awesome because it looked completely different on the rack than on me, because, you know, it actually, you know, hugged the curves just enough.
Right.
And did have some structure to it, so it looked great. Never in a million years would I thought that I'd look okay in that kind of dress.
Right.
Going back to what you were saying about, you know, shopping alone and that kind of thing, what I find, maybe it's just the stores I shop at, you know, like Kohl's, the not really refined stores, but I find that when you sometimes when you're in the dressing room, you're so close to the mirror, or like the angle is, you look huge. Like so much bigger. Like I always look, and the lighting is always terrible. So, you know, the whole, do you look sick? I feel like you look sick no matter what.
Yeah, well, Kohl's is not exactly known for the greatest ambiance or customer service.
Yeah. So I mean, in that case, like, would you say let's venture out to the mirror where you can really kind of step back and look at yourself? Or
yes, except I'm not even sure that mirror is very well lit. I would just take it home and try it on at home.
That is true. Kohl's does have a very good return policy.
Yeah. If you're okay with having to go back, I would do that.
Okay.
Because you know, honestly, I would say sometimes in presentations that when you buy clothing, sometimes not when they work with me though, but that when they drive home, the clothing changed in the car, and all of a sudden it doesn't look as good at home as it did in the store.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can, at a store like Kohl's or any mass market store, I suggest just taking it home, trying it home at home.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think sometimes like the mirrors, they have like the skinny mirrors where it actually makes you look smaller, and then when you get home, it's like, what happened?
Yeah, it could be that you had lunch, but yeah, you have to. Those stores, you really should just try the clothes on home, because the lighting is awful, and they're not very pleasant stores to be in. I like Nordstrom's a lot because of the excellent customer service, and there's all price points. You know, I can find a dress for $44, and if somebody wants a dress for more, it's there. But the best thing to do is to try, like you said, something like a dress that you didn't want to try, but you did try because you trusted me. And a lot of times sometimes things look great in a hanger and look terrible on you, and sometimes they look terrible in a hanger and look great on you. So I always say, try something different, because there's two things that's going to happen. You're going to find something that you love, or you're going to really have a good time and laugh, because it can go either way. You can put something on and it's so awful that it's funny, you know? So
This is true. Either way, that's a positive spin. I like that.
It's all the mindset. Women, you know, we're so hard on ourselves, and then shopping is, you know, it's very stressful. You know, my tagline is "Stop stressing about dressing for a reason," because women get so stressed out about trying on clothes. If you go with an attitude of, this is going to be an experiment and it's going to be fun, as opposed to, I hate this, nothing's going to fit me, oh my God, what am I going to wear? You're not going to get very far, you know? And also, if you keep, like I said earlier, if you keep buying what you already have, then every time a new event comes up, you find yourself going out to buy something else. But if you have clothes that are not all the same in your closet, and your right colors and your right fit, you're not going to have to go shopping all the time for something new. You're going to already have it. Right. So that's something to think about.
Great. So do you have any final tips for us as we start wrapping up?
Pay attention to what happens to you when you put something on. See if it makes you feel better, lighter, and if it makes you feel confident. I have to say the most important thing to feel is confident.
Mm.
And you get that. It's the best accessory. You get that when you're wearing clothes that fit you right and that make you feel good about yourself. You want to be able to walk into a room and not want to shrivel up and die.
Like you mean like hide, like, please don't look at me.
Yeah, you know what? If you're going to go out and network, and you should, and you should be meeting potential clients, and and you should be meeting existing clients, and you should be, if you're speaking, you should be accepting speaking gigs. You want to, the last thing you want to be thinking about is what you're wearing. So if you get your wardrobe to just a couple of outfits, even where you feel so good about yourself that you're focusing on other people, on your business and other people, then you're going to be in a great shape. So you can use color to extend your brand, but use color near your face that makes you look healthy, so that no one's going to walk up to you and say, "You okay?" Because no one, you don't want anybody ever walking up to you asking you if you're okay when everything's okay. So stick to colors that are flattering. Incorporate a little creativity. Oh, I have to show some before and after. Can I quickly show, or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Let me
Yeah,
just
we have
show
a
you
few
this.
minutes.
So here's a perfect example of the wrong colors, print's wrong, the style is wrong, the neckline is wrong.
What is wrong about all of them?
The
Because
color
you
is too
have the
bright.
trained eye, we
Yeah. So
don't.
well, when you see when the color is too bright, the print is literally going across her entire body. It's going across her widest part, her bust line, and the neckline, it's just too big for her. There's just so much skin showing, it's overwhelming. She loved that top until she saw it in the photographs.
Mm.
And then she said, okay, maybe not. I found for her another, same pair of pants, by the way, but a jacket. Black is fine for her. A blue color, because she has these incredible eyes. And look at the difference if you compare the two.
Yeah, just looking at her face, you're
Yeah.
absolutely right about that color thing. Like the blue just makes her face look so much healthier.
Right, right, and her skin and her hair, and also thinner. Because when just as a general rule, if you have a part of your body that you're not fond of, don't put a floral scene or any pattern across it.
Mm.
No dancing tigers, no elephants, no flowers, no nothing like that. Keep it simple. In this picture, though, I will tell you that her pants are too short. So that I would always say go as long as you possibly can, because you're going to look leaner and you're going to look taller.
Great. Yeah, she looks gorgeous. Do you have another one?
Yeah. So here's a woman. She's an artist. Do you see how nothing about her look shows any? I mean, she is a brilliant artist. So she's wearing a very bad color for her, the gray. The jeans taper at the ankle, so now her hips become the widest part. Her hips already are her widest part, but now all the emphasis is on it, because when you taper pants, then the middle becomes wider.
Got it.
So you kind of want to avoid that. So I found in her closet, she had another turtleneck, but it was a much more flattering color. She cheated and put makeup on, by the way, but still. She had a scarf that a fellow artist friend had made her. She never wore accessories. And I explained to her that when you are a creative person, like an interior decorator, like a web designer, you have to show that you have creativity for yourself. So again, she didn't have jeans that were the right cut, but she had these black pants that were much better. This is the same day.
I love that this came from her closet. Like, she didn't even have to buy anything new, because I know that's something that you're really good at, is looking at the wardrobe someone already has and rearranging it and putting it together in a way that looks fantastic without you having to buy new clothes.
Yeah, there's definitely outfits in everybody's closet they had no idea they have. So if you can just sort of weed out a little bit, or pull out what, the ones that fit you the best and what the best colors are, you'll be able to make outfits that are much more flattering for you, instead of always grabbing the same outfit every single day or every week, which is another habit that we have. But now you can see she's alive, and she's got some pizzazz, and she now wears accessories. She actually started designing jewelry too, because she got so inspired.
Oh, wow.
So it was a big difference. Here's another example of print placement. So she's broad on top. So if you're broader on your body part, on your top especially, you don't want the pattern to be going from the arm to the chest to the other arm, because look how much wider you become. She is a speaker. She had to present to about 300 or 400 people in New York City. Big deal. And she had nothing to wear. So we did go shopping. Again, black's a lovely color for her. But look at the difference when you add a little
pop of
contrast.
color. Yeah, I love it.
And here's one of my tricks, is adding a belt under your jacket, because that makes the creation of a waistline, even if you don't have one. When you see her side by side, there's a big difference.
Right.
And the neckline also much better for her. So black wasn't the problem. It was just the style and everything. So anyway, she presented with confidence. She felt great. Here's an example of what I said, you can be small, but it doesn't mean your wardrobe is going to be perfect. People really think that if I just lose weight, miraculously, I'll have a great wardrobe. It doesn't matter. If you still don't know what the right colors and the right styles for you, or the right fit, you're not going to have any better of a wardrobe. So here she is, a thin woman. This woman is a creative person. She does creative design. Now, if you met her at a networking event, there's nothing here that shows I'm creative, that I'm innovative, that I can create for you. So we had to go shopping. And here you can see the pants don't fit her right. Black is not a good color for her. She basically looks much older than she is, and she doesn't look particularly happy either. So when shopping, found her, she can pull off skinny jeans. But look at the difference with having color near her face, pattern near her face, a necklace. She wasn't even wearing jewelry. So now when you meet her like this, you're like, I want to talk to you. I believe that she can be innovative and creative.
Right. She doesn't look like she's hiding anymore, because in the first one it looks like I'm someone that just don't talk to me. Just let me hide.
Right. Don't talk to me. I've got nothing to offer. Hands up, please. So yeah. But I wanted to show how it never is about the size ever. And then finally, this is this is a big one. And you were in the room when I heard this expression, and I said, I'm borrowing it. Lose your excuses and you'll find results. Women have 3 excuses to not improve how they feel about themselves through their wardrobe. And that is they think they have to lose weight. And I'm going to tell you right now that after my second child was born, I wanted to lose 10 pounds. He's now 21 and I want to lose 20 pounds. So my plan didn't kind of work out the way I wanted it to. And most women keep saying, I want to lose weight before I buy new clothes, or before they work with me, or before they do anything for themselves. And years, decades go by. You have to take care of yourself as you are now, because I'm telling you, the right fitting clothing will look great on you, whether you are a single digit size or a double digit size.
Right.
It's not about money, like Holly said. I love bargains. If you can shop at Kohl's, no problem, and find some great things, as long as you're buying them in the right color and the right style, and the right fit for you. You can go to Costco. People buy some stuff there, but only buy what really works for you. Don't buy because it's a bargain. Don't buy because you just got to get something, and then you buy that something and you wear it to an event or a vacation, and you're not that happy in it, and then it sits in your closet. And the last excuse that women have is, I don't have the time to do something. We all have the time to do what we really want to do. And that includes doing things for our business and ourselves.
Right.
I just love this expression, but it's so true. If you stop saying one day, you're gonna stop wasting time, and you're actually going to affect your bottom line, which is great.
Right. So just to kind of recap for everyone how this ties into your brand. So I just kind of want to quote you, the best thing you can wear is confidence.
Right.
So having the right clothes and being dressed for your body type, your color, your personality, it really changes the way you show up, not just how you show up and what you're wearing, but the way you show up and the way you present yourself, which is huge in your
Right.
brand.
Right.
And to do that, Scarlett's suggesting, I just want to kind of recap a couple of the tips, stepping out of your comfort zone as far as not always shopping at the same places, not always buying the same things, trying on new things to either get a laugh or a aha that, oh my gosh, this looks amazing on me. And colors. As you guys know in branding, colors mean a lot because they create different feelings. They create focal points. They do a lot on your website and your visual branding. They also do a lot on you. So finding those right colors and as Scarlett was suggesting, taking those colors, putting them next to your face and seeing if your eyes light up, seeing if your skin looks healthier, or if it kind of makes you look a little washed out or brings out those lovely bags under your eyes.
Right.
And then last but not least, whatever size, shape, whatever you are, there are clothes that are going to look great on you. And this is one thing I love about Scarlett and your message, Scarlett, is that you could lose all the weight in the world. It's not going, if you don't have that confidence and you're not dressing yourself the way you're meant to be, you're still gonna find flaws.
Right.
So I actually helped Scarlett with her verbal branding and the copy on her website. And one of the things that, like, one of the gems that I still remember is, you're gonna look amazing without having to skip dessert. I was like, you mean I can dress and look fantastic without having to go on a diet? Yes, because this was like literally right after I had a baby. and that's what she's so great at. So Scarlett, how do we get in touch with you? How do we learn more from you? Because you've shared some amazing tips today, and I know that you have a lot more to give.
Thanks. Well, you can find me at scarlettimage.com. And if you look on the menu bar, you'll see Start Here. And if you go there, you can get some free styling tips that'll give you more information for you to look at your clothing in a different way, and clothing in the stores too. And also, and then you'll get my blog, which comes out every 2 weeks. That is constant. Like today's blog was about bathing suits. Yes.
So new.
But I talk about what you can do even with cover-ups so that you look great and that you don't stay inside and you actually get out and have some fun. So I really try very hard to give women the tools to help them feel more confident and actually have a good time too, not take everything so seriously and still look great.
And as you guys can tell, Scarlett has a fantastic sense of humor that totally comes through in her blogs and writing. She's hilarious. So not only will she educate you, she will also entertain you. And definitely, check Scarlett out if you're going to be doing some speaking this year. If you're going to have a photo shoot, maybe for your website or a rebrand, you're going to have new headshots, talk to Scarlett. I've had some of my clients work with Scarlett when we're doing their rebrand, because what you wear and how you show up really matters, and you want to make sure, again, that that's showing up consistently in everywhere that you are networking, speaking, your photos, your business cards. Everything needs to be consistent, and you would be pleasantly surprised at how affordable having a stylist is. Because I thought that was just something for the rich and famous, but it absolutely is not. Anyone can do it, and it makes such a huge difference in how you show up. So thank you again, Scarlett, for being here, and thank you for everyone that is attending live and that's going to be listening to the replay. We will be back in 2 weeks. Unfortunately, I do have it open. I forgot what the topic was in 2 weeks. Usually I have a slide for that. June 14th, we're going to be talking about the stink factor, how to make your offer a must-have. You wouldn't think that having a must-have and being stinky go hand in hand, but it does. So I will see you guys in a couple weeks. If you have any topics that you want to see in the future, email holly@thelandofbrand.com. If you want to ask Scarlett questions or check her out, go to scarlettimage.com. Scarlett has 2 T's, and then she has that those free tips. If you go to Start Here and then click Free Tips.
And
So,
Facebook too, you know.
and Facebook. Oh yeah, she's really active on Facebook. Definitely go find her there. So have an awesome day, everyone, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.